What's up, guys? The last video that I posted up was that review video of the 2022 2020 WRX, and I know a lot of people were talking about some of the audio and the video and stuff like that. That the way that I had done it, as far as the editing was concerned, could have been better, and the audio could have been better. So a couple of things about that video. The first part of the video was recorded at the dealership. There was a lot of construction going on because they have a brand new showroom that was being built. So there was a lot of construction noise that was going on at that particular period of time. And unfortunately, the car was already sold, so I really couldn't drive it off site to a really remote location to shoot the video. They just wouldn't let me do it, which I respect because it's already a customer's car. I can't really take a customer's car and just drive away with it and do whatever I want. So I get that, I understand. So I wanted to kind of go through the equipment and some of the stuff that I've been using. Now, the video editing software that I've been using is just the basic movie creator, whatever, video creator that's built into Windows 10. It's nothing fancy, I know that. It's actually very limited capabilities as far as what it can do. And to be honest with you, when I had a MacBook way back, when I was first doing YouTube videos, it was really easy for me to edit videos. This particular go around, because I don't have a MacBook, so I don't have iMovie that I can really kind of edit some stuff, really makes it difficult. So I do have a new software that I'm going to try to see if I can better edit the video, as well as maybe work with the audio. Maybe see if I can carry some of the audio into the other clips, and hopefully be a lot more professional looking than what that one was. That one was kind of like I got it edited the best that I could with the equipment that I had, and I just posted it up the way that it was. So, and to give you an idea of the equipment that I'm using, I wanted to kind of go through the cameras that I have, and I also do have something new that will hopefully make the upcoming videos that I film or that I create for you guys will hopefully be a little bit better. Now, what I'm using right now and what I primarily use for my average Rob run videos, like what you see here, is really just my iPhone XR front-facing camera with an LED ring around it on a tripod, which does a pretty fantastic job. I think it does. And of course, the iPhone has always been known for making really good videos, so why not? But the other content, when I'm out filming cars or doing some car stuff, I'm using entirely different camera equipment. In fact, most of the time I'm not even using my phone at all. So I'm gonna go through some of the equipment that I have. Most of the time, this particular rig is set up on a tripod, and it does a really good job. I mean, I really enjoy this camera, but it's kind of a basic kind of video camera. So right here is just a Panasonic camera, just typical home movie type of camera. It has Wi-Fi capabilities and whatnot to it. And it does full HD. It's 60 frames a second, so 1080p at 60 frames a second. It's not a 4K camera, which is fine, because uploading 4K to YouTube is like, you have to have some insanely high bandwidth, and I just don't have that. As you can see, it's hooked up to this little handheld rig right here to kind of help reduce a little bit of the vibration. And as you can see, I have an external mic up here, which does have some volume adjustments that I could probably play around with to see if they can make the sound a little bit better. But using the internal mic that was on here was just not good enough, so I bought a separate microphone, which does a pretty good job. Separate powered microphone, which does a really good job picking up voice feeds and whatnot, and getting rid or kind of muffling the sounds of some of that outside noise. But being that there was all the construction going on, it probably would have been better for me to have one of those like lapel microphones, but didn't have one at the time. Thought this was going to be good enough, and it was just really loud that day. But This camera does a really good job. It's got a nice, real good image stabilizer on it. I don't really use the zoom, but the lens is really good. Canon's always been good for having good video cameras. This one being not like a DSLR type of camera or whatnot, but for being an actual video camera, it does a really good job. So that's kind of that. One of the cameras that I used when I was recording the audio inside the car that was mounted to the windshield of the car was this guy right here. I've had this guy forever. So you could tell, even looking at it, it is just beat up. It's old, but it's a GoPro Hero 2. It's old, but it works. One of the things that I kind of really like about the old Hero 2 was that fisheye kind of lens look to it. I don't know why, I just kind of like that, the way that looks. But this has kind of been like my workhorse camera for many years now, and it still does a really good job. I mean, I have no qualms about this thing at all. Video quality is really good. Audio quality, the part that sucks about the audio quality is this camera has to be in a case. It cannot be mounted, or at least I can't find that mount, that, you know, kind of band mount for this anymore because it's just so old. In order to mount it, you know, where I can have the mic, the built-in mic a little, because the built-in mic's right here, okay? And I don't have anything to keep that exposed, but it does have a mark here for an external mic. So I probably, if I really wanted to, I could take that case and I could probably drill a hole in it and run a mic through it, but you know, I just haven't wanted to do that. So that's why the audio inside the car seemed a little muffled. It seemed a little difficult for me to use, was because of this having to be in a case. Now I do have the case back where it is opened, you know, it's got the holes in it to allow some of that audio to come in, but because it's on the back side and the camera's facing me, you basically have to get the audio waves to reverb off the windshield through the case, which it's already hard to get through anyways, so it's just a complete muffled sound going through it. But the video is really good on this, so that's one of the reasons why I still use this camera, and it's still a good camera. I'll still continue to use this thing for a long time. Now the one that I had on my head, that one is like, it's great video, little disappointed in the audio on that one. This is actually one of those cheap kind of Amazon ones by a company called Campark. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, there it is, Campark. Okay, it's a 4K Ultra HD camera, and it does actually make really good video. I haven't had any buffering issues. I haven't had any issues, you know, as far as its colorizations or anything. I mean, you guys saw the video too from the camera when it was attached to my head. The video quality was really good. When I listened to the microphone, that's where I had the issues. It sounded tinny, to say the least. It didn't even sound natural. It just sounded really tinny. Honestly, it almost seemed like the microphone setting was set so sensitive that it sounded like if you just like kept your mouth up to a microphone or were yelling into the McDonald's drive-through speaker, that's what it would sound like. That's kind of how this camera is. I mean, really good video, the audio really not too good, and unfortunately because of it, it doesn't have any external microphone pickups for it, so kind of a disappointment there. But everything else on this camera is really good, so I'll still use this, but I think this is going to be like one that I just set up outside the car for now on. But this is a new camera setup that I got that I think will help with a lot of my issues, and it is a GoPro Hero 8 Black with the media mods, all of the media mods, including the LCD front facing. So it's got an external mic right here. It's got a front facing LED light, which you can take the cover off if you want it more exposed, or if you want a little bit softer lighting, you can go with that. to kind of cover it up. And of course, you got the LCD screen right here, so that, you know, you can flip it from back to front. You can see where you're aiming it. You can, you know, kind of watch yourself and go from there. But I mean, GoPros always make really good video, and usually they have really good audio pickup as well. And I think that's one of the reasons why I decided to go with this over just about anything else. Is this seems to be, especially with all the media mods that you can add onto this, this seems to be like the way to go. And the other part that was really nice, obviously we got the LCD touchscreen on the back, but it's also got a 3.5mm jack for another external mic if you want to add or run a lapel microphone to yourself. So I think this one's really going to help with a lot of the video that I am going to be doing. I'm going to put out more content for you guys, so I just kind of wanted to share some of what I have, some of what I'm working with. If you guys know of, like, I know, like, what is it, Sony Vegas, Final Cut Pro, stuff like that, are really, really good programs, but also at the same time, a little bit on the expensive side. Eventually, would I like to go back to a MacBook Pro or a MacBook of some sort? Yeah, I would. But for right now, I think this is, you know, I'm going to have to deal with what I got with using Windows 10, which has been fine. But I do, like I said, I have a software program that I'm using, or I'm starting to use. If you guys have any suggestions as far as software programs are concerned, or even about like some of the hardware that I'm using, or, you know, questions or comments or something like that, please leave a comment in the section below. I'm not expecting a whole lot of feedback on this particular video, but I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and expect more content coming soon. And as always, just enjoy your life. Thanks.